Hey, what's up, everyone? This is we're looking at the KBO picks for Thursday. We have 5 games. Apologize for not having videos out the last couple days. I was away tending to some family stuff, so got all that settled. So I'm back now, looking to keep it going on the KBO back to normal. There, still was posting on the site, just wasn't very active on YouTube. But back now, so let's get right into it. Appreciate it. Hit the like on the video and subscribe if you're not already. Yesterday we did win on KBO on Draftkings with the 111 plus. The bats really came through for us. Pitchers let us down. We would have been huge if the pitchers came through, but had home runs from Jin Okno, the second baseman. Home runs from Rojas, Sunbum now. So overall, good day on Draftkings. Fanduel missed as had Casey Kelly who sucked as pitcher, and the DO stack on Fanduel didn't do much, but hopefully we can get both into the money today. So let's get started at pitcher. As always, there are some quality arms. These are the 10 guys on the hill for tonight. You want to compare the starters here. We have some very quality pitching, starting with Eric JOKISCH um, at 80 or 9,500 on DraftKings. He has a sub 1 ERA, 4-0, averaging good strikeout stuff, 30 innings, giving up no home runs, only 21 hits, only 3 earned runs in that stretch. Been one of the best pitchers in the league so far throughout his first couple starts. RUCINSKI's right behind him, 3-0, good strikeout stuff as well, about a little under a strikeout per inning. Those are the top two on the slate, and then followed by Aaron Brooks and Kim Tae-hoon. Those are the four that I would try to target from. There is enough value on the slate where I don't think you need to go very bargain hunting at pitcher. On today, on DraftKings, I'm looking at RUCINSKI, JOKISCH, and Brooks, really. Starting with Eric JOKISCH at 9,500. It's a very, very good spot against one of the worst offenses in the league. Last time out, he had his best performance of the year against a pretty tough offense. He's been very good at getting ground balls, as you see, so especially facing off against a team that is dead last in home runs in the KBO this year. You should find a lot of success against a team that also does strike out a decent amount. And then I also do like RUCINSKI. I think you could go Brook if you need some savings, but RUCINSKI at 9,700 facing off against an SK team that is starting to pick it up a little bit offensively. Jong Choi is starting to pick it up after he got off to a terrible start to the year, but I think RUCINSKI can still make value at this price. And at just given that there's about 3 solid pitchers on the slate that I would target, and he is definitely one of them. He has going to always probably get some run support. He has a very good offense behind him, and it's a spot that he does go pretty deep into these games. He had a little bit of success against this team with only had 2 strikeouts though in 6 innings, but overall was fine. A couple more strikeouts and would have had a very, very good performance. His last 2 starts, he's racked up 16 strikeouts, so a little telling of the upside that he does possess. I think him and JOKISCH are the 2 top pitchers on the slate. And then looking at the pitchers, the bad pitchers on the slate, you can figure out which ones you want to stack. So you have a very, very bad pitcher facing off for the Lions today, facing the Twins. The Twins are going to be one of the top stacks on the slate. On the other side, you also have the Samsung Lions facing off against a pretty poor pitcher. Both of these pitchers have given up, especially Baik has given up 5 bombs in just 10 innings. That's terrible, terrible numbers. And then on the other side, you have Jung's given up 3 home runs in 16 innings. So there should be some home runs hit in that game. I think going with a little bit of stack of that, a mini stack of that game looks pretty good. You have Min Woo Kim. He's also given up 5 home runs in under 30 innings. So that I like. Definitely do like a KIW stack. They have a lot of power and a lot of good hitters on that team. And then I think you could definitely go with the DO stack. They're probably not the first on the list for me, but they are definitely in play against a low strikeout pitcher. And then Kia for sure, also looking like a top stack. So those are the 5 teams I will be trying to get hitters from. If you make a bunch of lineups, those are the teams that I would try to focus on offensively. Starting off at first base, I'm very interested in a couple guys right here in this range. You have J2O looking fine at 3,800, but then you also have Ramos 4,000. It's a lefty-lefty matchup, but doesn't really matter for me. Ramos just has so much power, up to 10 bombs on the year, 360 batting average. A lot of power hitters just hit for power and hit for low average, but he hits for a ton of power, hits for a high average, and I don't expect the Samsung pitcher to be in there very long. He could even home run off of him. He's been that bad this year. At Shortstop, I like Tyler Salandino from the Lions. Everybody expected him to be one of the better hitters in the KBO. He got off to a very slow start, former Brewer, but he has really picked it up the last couple of weeks. Literally, the last week he's been on fire. So he's kind of got his rhythm down. He has home runs in 2 out of 3 games, multi hits in 5 straight. And then he's just been racking up a lot of fantasy points. Very, very good spot against a bad pitcher. So 3,900 for a third baseman slash shortstop, looking very appealing, is Salandino. In the outfield, I like a couple of guys that are. We have a couple of cheap options as well. Starting on the Twins, you have Che at 3,200, a guy that's batting over 300 on the year, 330 with some power, 4 home runs, hitting right in the heart of the lineup. I think him and Ramos make for a nice mini stack. And then if I am paying up, it's gonna be for like Preston Tucker at 6,300. At that price point, it's expensive, but I do think that he can pay off the salaries facing off against a bad pitcher. He's probably one of my favorite spend ups on the slate. So, that doesn't leave you too much, but you can always go cheap at some of these other positions. There are some more value on the Samson Lions and Twins from the outfield perspective. So, those are fine. If you want some more savings, you can maybe go with Brooks instead of one of these pitchers, but find a way to make it work with these 6 in there. And then over on FanDuel, pitcher, you're really looking at like a couple options, but they made it very, very easy for you to kind of figure out who you would want in cash at least. And that is Eric JOKISCH, who is the cheapest pitcher on FanDuel, which makes absolutely no sense. He's going to be for sure going to be popular today, but I just don't see how you don't really start your lineup with him. If you want, I would probably also consider RUCINSKI just by the ownership perspective, but I am definitely going to be playing $21 for JOKISCH facing off against Eagles today. Infield, start with Salandino again. The Lions are cheap on FanDuel as well as on Draftkings. They look like a decent stack. Also, the Twins look like a decent stack. In the outfield, start with Preston Tucker again. I like that a lot. And then I'd say back to infield, I like um, Ha-Seong Kim facing off against a pitcher that also does give up a lot of home runs and it's also been pretty poor this year. His ERA is decent, but if you look at his last couple years, he's been very bad. And he has so far this year given up, like I said, a ton of power. The strikeouts have been a lot higher than usual. Those should come down. He also walks a lot. So a guy that with the speed that Ha-Seong Kim possesses, I think he should find a lot of success. Like before this year, as you see his ERAs and everything were crazy, crazy high. So definitely do like the KIW stack. I think they're a little bit easier to get to over on FanDuel because on DraftKings they're a little bit more expensive. But that is what I got for you guys for this Thursday slate. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and good luck today.